All right. So, y'all, 2.2 is a little bit more about graphs and displays, and we're going to be talking about how we graph quantitative data sets. So, y'all, there's going to be something that we call a stem and leaf plot. So, y'all, a stem and leaf plot is going to refer to how we're going to sort of organize some of the data here, okay? And so let me kind of run you through the process with the first example here, y'all. And this problem here says this data shows how long in minutes it took students to finish a quiz in an algebra class. We're going to construct a stem and leaf plot using the data. Okay, y'all, a stem and leaf plot is just a way of organizing the information. So if you look here, if we were to talk about the range, does it look like the shortest time was 5 minutes? What does it look like the longest time was, y'all? 30, what, 33? Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to organize it, and we're going to organize it, y'all, and we're going to put the single digits, then we're going to put everybody in the teens, then we're going to put everybody in the 20s, and then we're going to put everybody in the 30s. So, y'all, let's first start off with the single digit numbers. So the single digit numbers, it looks like we had 1 minutes, right? I'm just going to kind of scratch them as I go through. We had 2 people that had 5 minutes, right? Here's another one. So look, y'all, the way we do stem and leaf plots is we go like this. We're going to write each of those numbers down, but we're going to put all the single digit numbers down first. So we have 2 5s. How many 6s did we have? 2. So we're going to go 1 and 2. Let's get rid of the 6s. What about 7s? 4, 3. Oh yeah, up here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. It looks like we also have an 8, right? There's my 8. Any other single? I'm sorry? There was 3 5s? Oh, right there. Boom. Boom. There we go. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, so look, y'all, we got all the single digit numbers. Let's get all the numbers in the teens. So from 10 all the way to 19. Now, the way we're going to write the 10, y'all, is we're going to put the 1 over here. Remember, when you talk about the number 10, y'all, remember you have like the ones position and the tens position. Remember that from elementary school, right? And if you had the hundreds, the number to the left of that would have been the hundreds position. So we're going to put the 1 there. Look, tens, there's only 1 10. That's how we write the number 10. Okay. Now, do we have any 11s? Looks like we got 1 11. So let's scratch that out. That means that's the number 11. So this is 10. This is 11. Do we have any 12s? 2 of them, right? 1, 2. So look, y'all, I'm going to go 1, 2. Those are my 12s. Do we have any 13s? No. Do we have any 14s? No. Do we have any 15s? We got a 15. Okay. Any 16s? Right there. There's a 16. 17s. It looks like we have 3. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Any 18s? No, but we have a what? A 19? So let's do this. 19s. Okay. Y'all, what about our 20s? Do we have anybody in the 20s? We got a 21. So there's my 21. And we also have what, a 22? Okay. No 23s, but we have a 24. Okay. And a 25 right here also. 2 25s, right? Boom. 26s? No. And then it looks like the next one is what, the 33? So look, y'all, and boom, there's my 33. I see that I didn't mark that 8. I just want to make sure I don't have any more than the 1 8. No, we just have the 1 8. Okay. So we got everybody. And that's how we make a stem and leaf plot, y'all. And all this does, and y'all, just one more last thing. I'm going to put a 0 right here because the number in front of those, there really is no tens position, so it's really a 0. But what this does for me is instead of having all these numbers all over the place, we can count how many people took less than 10 minutes. And we could say, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people took less than 10 minutes. We could say how many people took less than 20. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? We could at least organize it in that way, right? So one thing we might say is this person that took 33 minutes, that was not the common thread, right? It wasn't like most people took half an hour. It looks like most people took less than 20 minutes to do it, right? But at least it gives you a different idea instead of just having a bunch of numbers all jumbled around, okay? So, y'all, there's something that we call a dot plot. And a dot plot, what it is we're going to actually put little dots. So look, I'm going to scroll back again, y'all, because I want to see everything I can on here. And literally, I'm going to make little dots. So look, y'all, we had 3 5s. So again, I'm trying to keep everything on the same page. So above my number 5, y'all, I'm going to go like this. 1, 2, 3. I'm literally making little dots. Okay. Y'all, right after 5 would be the number 6. And we had how many 6s? So 1, 2. And then we had what, 4 7s? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we had an 8. So I'm going to put that kind of right next to it. Look, y'all, looks like we had 1 10. So I'm going to put my 10 right there. I'm going to put an 11. How many 12s did we have? 2. So look, on 12, I'm putting 2 2s. Okay. We had a 15. We had a 16. Okay. We had 3 17. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. That's right. It's supposed to be right above my 17. We also had a 19. Okay. Y'all, we had a 21. So I'm making a little dot right there for my 21. Also one for my little 22. Also one for my 24. But I'm going to put 2 dots. 1, 2 for my 25. And then over here, y'all, I'm going to put 1 dot for my 33. That's literally what a dot plot is. It just kind of, I know it's a little messy, but it's literally just putting these little dots over each of those numbers. And you can just kind of count the dots. It gives you a different visual here. Okay. But that's what we call a dot plot. Let's see. Y'all, for the next part right here, it says, for the stem and leaf plot below, what is the maximum entry and what is the minimum entry? Y'all, this little key tells me how to read this thing. So when I see 11/6, that means that the number is 11.6. So we wanted to find the biggest number and the smallest number. Let's go like this. The biggest number, that would be 17.9. Does that seem right? And then our smallest number, wouldn't that have been, what, 11.3? And we can, again, find our maximum number and our minimum number. And again, y'all, it's important for me to know what the key represents. The key tells me how to read those numbers. Sometimes it's 11.6. Sometimes it could have been like 116. The key is going to tell you how to read your stem and leaf plot. Okay. Yo, let me keep scrolling down. Okay. And for this next one here, it says, look, for the dot plot, what is the maximum and the minimum entry? Let's do the same thing. Let's find the biggest number and let's find the smallest number. What does it look like the biggest number is? 17, right? How many 17s were there, by the way? 2, right? What's the smallest number? 12. How many 12s were there? Okay. Guys, let me ask you one more question. How many 14s were there? There you go, right? That's all a dot plot is, right? It's just a way of reading different information. Okay. All right. So, y'all, look, we got another one here, another stem and leaf plot. Again, we're going to find the same thing. We're looking for the max and we are looking for the minimum. Okay, look, y'all, the key tells me when I see 2/5, that means that's the number 25. Bless you. Yo, what's the biggest number that we had here? 83. What about the smallest number? 25. Boom. Okay. Excellent. So far, nothing out of the ordinary, right? Okay. Let's take a look, y'all. They gave us a little bar graph here. And this is talking about the monthly of active users on 5 social networking sites, right? Which one looks like it had the most users? A, right? So A had the most users. Which ones had the least? E. Okay. Y'all, did any two of them roughly have about the same? B and C, right? Right? They roughly had about the same. Okay, let's keep going down here. All right, so look, y'all, let's take a look here. We're going to make a stem and leaf plot using the information we have here. So it says, use a stem and leaf plot to display the data which represents the scores of a biology class on a midterm exam. Describe any patterns. Okay, so we have our information here. Looks, y'all, it looks like the first one is going to be in the 60s. So the first thing I want to do, y'all, looking at my set of numbers here, let's go with the 60s. If I go this way, sorry, if I go from the left to the right, we got a 68. And I need to put them in order, y'all, from smallest to biggest. Looks like we got another 68. Okay, so look, y'all, the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to put an 8 here, and I'm going to put another 8 right next to it because there were two 68s. Okay. Now, let's go to the 70s. Okay, so look, y'all, we have a 70. So I'm going to put a 0 right there. Okay. The next ones look like it's what, 75s? And there's two of those. So look, y'all, I'm going to put a 5 here. I'm going to put another 5 right there. Any other 70s, y'all? 76, right? So let's put a 6 right here. After the 76, do we have any other ones? 79, let's put a 9, boom, right there. Okay. So we got our 70s, okay? Y'all, let's do the same thing for the 80s. So in my first row, I have I got two that are exactly 80. So let's put a 0 here and a 0 here. Okay. Let's see. I don't have any 81s, but we do have an 82 right there. So let's go ahead and get that guy. Okay. 82, 83s. No, but we do have an 80 what? 84. So let's write that 84 right there. Looks like we also have an 85. Two 85s. Where's the other one? Down here. Boom. Very good. And then we have what? An 87. Does that look like right? 87. And then an 88. There's another 87. Ah, right there. Thank you all so much. Boom. There we go. Okay. And we got our 88. Any 89s? Doesn't look like it, right? Okay. 90s. So, y'all, we got a 90 right here. So let's put a 0 right there. And then it looks like we have 1, 2, 3 91s. Okay. And then it looks like we have a 92. Perfect. And then how many 94s? 2, 1, 2. And then finally, what, a 95? There we go. We got our stem and leaf plot done. And again, all this does, y'all, is it organizes that information, right? So if we were to look at this thing, we could say, how many people took the midterm exam? Again, I'm just kind of thinking, but what I'm trying to point out, y'all, is why do we do this? Not for the sake of like just making me, put numbers in lists. But if I wanted to figure out how many people took the exam, I could say, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 people took the test, right? Everybody agrees that a passing grade is 70 and better? Okay. Would you guys say that most people pass that exam? Yeah, right. And you say, why that? Because out of the 24 people, only 2 out of the 24 failed it, right? So 2 out of 24, that's like 8.3%, right? So most people pass that test, right? And then you could say, like, what percent of the people made in the A's? And you could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 24, and you could kind of figure out something like that. But again, the idea of creating the stem and leaf plot is it helps me organize the information. It's not just a bunch of numbers thrown on there. Now I at least have categories for them, okay? Okay, y'all, for the next one here, it says use a dot plot to display the data. And it's asking me which is the dot plot that correlates to this thing here. Okay, so y'all, again, I took this problem directly out of your homework. The one thing I'm going to encourage you to do, and actually we're going to do it like this. Give me 1 second. Let's come back over here. This is out of 2.3. I'm going to open this guy up if I can. Oh, let's see. Here we go. Okay, let's open this guy. And as that is opening, I want to check something. Yeah, this is probably the last question here out of 2.2. Is that the one that I clicked? I clicked 2.3, sorry. 2.2. Okay, let's do this. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. Oh, come on. Okay, so look, y'all, 2.2 only has like 6 homework questions. I'm going to click on the last one because I think this is where this comes from. Okay, 30 houseflies, right? So, y'all, one thing I would encourage you to do is as you're doing this here, let's take a look at a couple of things. It looks like the smallest number is 5. What looks like the biggest number in our list here, y'all? 14. How many? So we have 2 5s, and it looks like we have 1, 2, 3 14s, maybe 4 14s. Okay, so y'all, what I would do if I was sitting where you're sitting, because it's really hard to see some of these things, and I got glasses, I'm 51, right? I got bifocals, all that kind of good stuff. So we said the smallest number was, the smallest number was actually 4, but we had 1, 2, 3, 4 5s. So 1 4, 4 5s, and 4 14s. So y'all, if I were to look at something like this, look, there's 1 4, 1 2 3 4 5s, 1 2 3 4 14s. This is looking pretty good so far. Do you see what I'm saying? But what I'm doing, y'all, is I'm blowing this thing up because otherwise it's really difficult for me to see which is the right one, right? And if I look at this, y'all, this looks like the most was not the number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 9s. I just want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 9s. So y'all, I'm going to go with choice A because, and again, I'm not verifying every single number, but I'm verifying as many as I can. Let me hit check my answer. Boom, there we go. But do you see what I was trying to point out in that when you're doing something like this, y'all, again, if you look at my notes, right, like, hey, sir, how am I supposed to read that? Yeah, I'm not, right? I really need to hit the little magnifying glass or do this number so I can get a more accurate idea. Does that make sense? Awesome. Okay, so y'all, look, let's do this real quick. Let me stop recording.